10 years ago, I would not have knit this, or this, or this. Not because I didn't like the patterns, but because my purl stitches and I were in a deeply unhealthy relationship. Reverse stockinette, textured panels, big, beautiful fields of purling on the outside of a sweater. Hard no. Hi friend, welcome back. If you've been around for a while, you may remember that I did a video on combination knitting a couple of years ago. And since then, I have received a lot of follow-up questions. Things like, how does this work in the round? What do I do with the purl stitches on the right side? What about knit two together? What about SSK? What about working charts? What about literally everything? So today's video is a short recap of what combination knitting actually is, followed by a masterclass level deep dive into all of the what about questions. This is the video I wish I'd made the first time. Thanks, Oscar. Super helpful as always. Before we go any further, a quick disclaimer. Right now, I am very enamored with Portuguese knitting. I am actively working on mastering it. However, my goal is not to become a one-method knitter. I want to be able to switch methods when it makes sense. For example, the Icelandic bind-off is significantly easier for me in combination knitting than it is in Portuguese knitting. So this video is not about abandoning one method for another. It's about having options. And by the way, this super adorable vest that I'm wearing today is Thea Coleman's brand new pattern release, Shruff's End. Literally just released yesterday. I test knit it. I love it. Go check it out. First, let's do a very quick recap of what combination knitting is. The thing it's not is a different stitch. It's just continental knitting with a different purl wrap. Holding the yarn in your left hand, you knit your stitches the usual Western wrap way. But when you purl, instead of wrapping the yarn over the needle, you pick it from underneath. That's it. That one small change means that after purling, your stitch is mounted differently on the needle. Specifically, the leading leg of the stitch sits in the back of the needle instead of the front. That stitch is not wrong. It's not twisted. It is simply mounted differently. Here's why it matters. A lot of knitters, especially continental knitters, put more yarn into their purl stitches than their knit stitches. That difference shows up as rowing out an uneven reverse stockinette, and even messy ribbing, and a general feeling that your stitches are not on the same team. By picking both your knit and your purl stitches, you put the same amount of yarn into each stitch. The result is more even tension, cleaner knit purl transitions, and stockinette that looks display worthy on both sides. That's a little rough, Oscar. Let's talk about knitting in the round, because this is where people expect things to get complicated. If you are knitting in the round and knitting every stitch, combination knitting does not matter at all. Nothing changes, nothing breaks, no rules are violated. Combination knitting only comes into play when you purl. So in the round, it matters when you're working ribbing, textured patterns, or reverse stockinette. Anything where the purl stitches appear on the right side. Now let's talk about those purl stitches on the right side. When you purl using an Eastern wrap coming from underneath, the stitch is mounted with the leading leg in the back. When you encounter that stitch again, you have two choices. You can knit through the back loop, or you can remount the stitch before knitting it. Either option is fine. What matters is that you don't accidentally twist the stitch. Let's go to the hand cam and I'll show you what I'm talking about in more detail. Here I am set up for continental knitting with my yarn tensioned in my left hand. Let's look at what a regular continental purl would look like and the way a Western purl is wrapped, which is over top of the needle and pull through. Over top and pull through, over top and pull through. For combination knitting, we want to wrap that purl the opposite direction. So we're going to put the right needle into the stitch as usual, but instead of going over top, we're going to go underneath and just pull that yarn through. Underneath and pull. Underneath and pull. Underneath and pull. And like I said, what that means is when you turn it to the right side and you come back to knit those stitches on the right side, the leading leg, which is the leg of the stitch that is closest to the tip of that left needle, tip of the needle, leg that is closest, is in the back. On a Western mounted stitch, that leading leg is in the front. See the difference? So if I knit into the front of this stitch like I normally would, it's going to twist the stitch. See how that stitch is twisted? So if you don't want that stitch twisted, and most of the time you don't, to make sure it doesn't get twisted on this return pass, you're going to go into the back of the stitch and knit it. Into the back of the stitch and knit it, into the back and knit it, and then there you see those knit stitches look perfectly normal. Now let's look at what happens when you've got purl stitches on the right side of the work. If you're ribbing back and forth flat, there's no problem at all. Because your purl stitches were knit with a Western wrap on the wrong side, they're exactly like a regular purl stitch on the right side. And you're just going to purl them with your Eastern wrap and all's well. When you come to the knit stitches, they will be mounted backwards and you'll need to knit into the back. And then Eastern wrap your purl into the back of the knit. Eastern wrap your purl into the back of the knit. And all's well. But if you are ribbing in the round, you're going to encounter purl stitches that haven't been resolved by knitting them into the back on the other side. So your purl stitches will be mismounted instead of your knit stitches. This is where you've got the two choices. You can change the mount on that purl stitch and put it back to a Western mount and work it as you normally would. Or you're going to work into the back of it. So you're bringing the yarn to the front, as you always do to purl, and you take the needle and you come around through the back of that purl stitch and purl it. That will keep it from twisting. Let's look at it again. Come in from behind and purl it. That's all you need to do if you're encountering a purl stitch with a leading leg in the back. Either option is fine. They're both going to give you open, untwisted knits and purls. This is why combination knitting is so effective for reverse stockinette. The yarn input stays even, the stitch heads stay consistent, and the fabric looks calm and intentional. Not 100% perfect. Our hands are not knitting machines, so not identical twins, but at least fraternal. Siblings. A family. Now for the part that makes people nervous, decreases. With Eastern mounted stitches, a knit two together usually requires remounting, and SSK does not. Yes, this feels backwards if you're used to Western knitting, but here's the fun part. If you know a decrease is coming, you can set up the stitch mounts on the wrong side. You can intentionally purl one stitch Eastern and another Western so that when you reach the right side, your stitches are already mounted correctly. You just knit. No slipping, no remounting, no drama. This is where combination knitting stops being a workaround and starts being a design tool. Let's go to the hand cam again so you can see all this theory in action. Okay, let's take some mystery out of decreases in combination knitting. Like I said, what's going to happen is it's going to be the reverse of the moves you make for your Western knitting. The good news is an SSK, where you normally have your stitches mounted like this and you have to slip, slip to remount them and then knit them together. Well, guess what? Those stitches are already mounted. You don't have to do the slip, slip part. You can just work them together and you've made an SSK. It's the knit two together that's now different. If I knit these two together through the front like I normally would, I'm going to twist that top stitch. So it's the knit two together where we need to slip, slip, pass them back, and knit two together to get them mounted correctly. Let's look at that again. Slip, slip to the right needle, pass them back to the left, and knit two together. And like I said, for the extra bonus points, if you know exactly which stitches are going to be knit two togethers, when you're on the wrong side, you can set those stitches up so that you don't have to do that remounting. So let's say when I come to these 4 stitches, I'm going to do an SSK and then a knit two together. On the wrong side, these 2 stitches that I know are going to be a knit two together, I am going to work them with the regular Western purl wrap over the top of the needle, and the SSK stitches I'm going to work an Eastern wrap under the needle. Now on the right side of the work, I can simply work those 2 SSK stitches together in that direction because they're already mounted, and I can work my 2 knit two together stitches together because they're already mounted. And yeah, absolutely, sometimes a pattern is just way too complicated to know exactly which stitches on the back are going to be knit two togethers and need to be mounted differently. The bonus is you feel like a rock star, advanced, super pro kind of knitter. Here's a very important warning. Do not, and I cannot stress this enough, do not change your knitting method mid-project. Your tension will change. You will see it. You will not be able to block it, and you will be annoyed. If you want to try combination knitting, start with a swatch and then start with a brand new project. Give your hands time to get that muscle memory and learn the movement. I have tried lots of knitting methods over the years. Lever knitting, Norwegian purling. Combination knitting is the one that stuck because it solved a specific problem that I had. It may or may not solve yours, but it probably can't hurt to try, right? In the end, if combination knitting makes you happier, use it. If Portuguese knitting or any other method makes your purling happier, use that. If you switch between methods, depending on the situation, congratulations, you're a thoughtful knitter. I say goodbye. Oscar says goodbye. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you found this helpful, give it a like or hit that subscribe button. And I really look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.